Here it is, a recap of 1 month in my life as a stand-up comedian. I kicked off the month at one of my favorite clubs. Now, it was like 2 degrees outside, so there's only a handful of people there, but they all either loved comedy or had problems at home. December is holiday party season, so I did this event for a local chamber of commerce. I had to do a 45-minute long set, and the absolute funniest thing that happened all day was when I caught this woman stealing the bread off of her table. This is a holiday party event I did for the Navy, where I learned you don't need to be athletic, young, or at all in shape to be in the Navy. Seriously, this looked more like the old Navy, but they gave me the distinct honor of being at a place in my career where my opening act is a raffle, so that was special. Up next is a winter gathering for a local Democratic Party. They hired me and what looks like a Joe Biden impersonator. I went straight from there to this holiday party that the Laugh Factory throws for comedians. It's such a beautiful time of year for us to all come together and talk shit about each other. The next day, I was back out in the suburbs for another corporate gig. This group didn't exactly love me, but I get the sense from meeting them that they don't really love their coworkers, their jobs, or their spouses either. I raced right back downtown for this show that I will never forget. I mean, this audience was so polite. The next day, I went out to a gig in Indiana where you guessed it, a bunch of white people who look and dress exactly the same. Then back to the city for 3 shows at regular comedy clubs for regular people, and back to the chaos. The next day, I did a gig at a super fancy condo building where I performed for exactly 6 people. It paid exactly too much money. I loved it, and I would do it again. This is a holiday party gig I did for a company that I found out upon arriving was half Jewish and half black. They picked the perfect venue because what do Jewish people and black people have in common? Their love of barbecue. And then I did shows at comedy clubs for real audiences. And then I did a show at a music venue for one single guy, but he kind of had this one-man mosh pit thing going on that I was kind of digging. Late night Mondays, I host an open mic, and as a special treat for the holidays, every week this month, someone threatened to punch me in the face. And then I got to do this sold-out show at the Laugh Factory, standing room only, absolutely electric audience, and I went straight from there to bombing for 7 people. New Year's Eve, I kicked off the night at a wedding hall. I promise there were adults there. It's just these front 2 tables that look like they're at prom trying to finger each other. I rounded out the year with 2 sold-out shows at one of my favorite clubs in the suburbs. This audience were some of the oldest people you've ever seen in your entire life. I had to do the jitterbug to try and keep them awake until midnight. That's my month as a comedian. Tune in next month to see if I quit.